My name's Daniel Kerr. I've worked in mines for over 12 years, and I've seen my share of danger. But nothing ever got under my skin like what happened last spring at the Haversham site. The mine had been closed for nearly 2 decades after a methane explosion killed 7 workers back in the early 2000s. They sealed it off, declared it unsafe. But last year, a private company bought the rights and decided to reopen it. New ventilation, new safety systems, all modern equipment. When I got the call to join the new team, I didn't hesitate. The pay was good, and honestly, I thought the stories about the trapped voices were just local superstition. They said sometimes at night, you could still hear people calling for help down there. I laughed it off, until the night shift on April 17th. That evening started like any other. We were running a new ventilation check on the south tunnel, one of the sections that had been sealed for years and just reopened. It was quiet, too quiet. Even the machines seemed muted. Around midnight, my partner Luis went to check the air monitors deeper in the shaft. I stayed behind near the relay station, logging data. He radioed me about 10 minutes later. His voice was shaky. "Danny, you hear that?" I thought he was joking. I asked what he meant. He said, "Someone's calling for help." The line went static. Then I heard it too. Faint at first, like someone shouting from a mile away. A man's voice echoing through the rock. "Help me, please." I yelled for Luis to come back, but he didn't answer. I tried the main channel. Nothing. Just that awful whispering sound. I grabbed my light and went down the tunnel. The deeper I went, the colder it got. You could smell the metal and dust thick in the air. My headlamp flickered. I saw movement, shadows where there shouldn't have been any. When I finally reached the end of the passage, Luis's helmet was on the ground. His light was still on, but he was gone. Then the voice came again, louder this time. "Down here, please hurry." I followed it. My radio suddenly came back to life. It was dispatch asking why my signal kept cutting out. I told them Luis was missing and that I could hear someone calling from a sealed corridor. They told me to stay put, that no one should be in that section. But I couldn't just stand there. It sounded real. I pried open the old service door and stepped inside. It was like walking into another world. Old timber supports, rusted carts, tools left where they fell decades ago. Then my light caught something. A torn uniform sleeve on the ground, and written on the wall in black soot, 7 never left. My breath fogged up my visor. I was shaking, not from fear. At least that's what I told myself, but from the air. It was freezing. Then I saw him, a figure crouched near a broken beam facing the wall. I called out, thinking it was Luis. He turned his head, and I swear his face looked like it had been burned. Half there, half gone. He said in a broken whisper, "We're still here." Then everything went black. When I came to, I was lying outside the service door. The rescue crew had found me unconscious. They said the tunnel I claimed to have entered was never opened. The entire section had collapsed 20 years ago. No one could have gone inside. Luis's body was found later, crushed beneath a fallen beam near the same area. But the strange thing was, the radio he had on him kept transmitting after his death. On the playback, you could hear my voice, calling his name. And then, another voice underneath. A man's voice, faint, but clear. "Help me, please." I quit the job after that. I've never gone back underground. Sometimes at night when everything's quiet, I still hear that voice. I tried to convince myself it was just stress or the echo of what happened that night. But 2 months ago, I got a package in the mail, no return address. Inside was a sealed drive labeled Haversham Incident, Audio Evidence. I played it once. It was the same radio feed from that night, only this time it didn't end with the voice asking for help. There was something else, breathing. And right before the clip cut off, a voice whispered, "You never left either, Daniel." That's when I realized they only found one body after the collapse. Mine.